My dear friends, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been shaken by the words of people? Have you ever felt the sting of anger boiling within you because of what someone said or did? I know you have, we all have. But today I want to show you a secret that will help you live so peacefully, so joyfully, that no one's actions, no one's words, and no one's attitude will ever steal your calmness again. Imagine yourself walking through a busy marketplace. People are shouting, pushing, bargaining. One man curses you, another bumps into you. But you keep smiling, walking steady as the breeze. People wonder, why doesn't he react? Why doesn't he explode? And the answer is simple. Because you have discovered how to never get angry or bothered by anyone. You see, my friends, anger is like holding fire in your hands. You think you are burning others, but in truth, you are burning yourself. Irritation is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Why should you carry that weight? Why should you let someone else's weakness control your peace? The greatest power you can ever have is not power over others, but power over yourself. It is not the strength to shout louder, but the strength to remain silent when silence is wisdom. It is not the ability to strike back, but the ability to rise above. Listen to me carefully. When you master this art, people will look at you differently. Your family will notice it. Your colleagues will respect it. Your enemies will be confused by it, because nothing bothers you anymore. There is a beautiful saying, when you throw mud at a clean wall, the mud falls down, but the wall remains clean. So let them throw words. Let them show anger. Let them try to disturb you. If you stand firm in peace, nothing will remain on you. So what must we do? We must train the heart. We must train the mind. We must train our response. We must practice patience until patience becomes our second nature. When someone insults you, see it as a test. When someone misunderstands you, see it as a lesson. When someone betrays you, see it as a chance to grow stronger. And when life becomes noisy with criticism, let your inner silence speak louder than words. I tell you, my friends, anger never solves a problem, but peace always creates a solution. Irritation never brings respect, but calmness makes you a leader. Losing control never makes you strong, but mastering yourself makes you unstoppable. So decide today. From this very moment, you will not give anyone the remote control of your emotions. You will not allow anyone's bad mood to switch off your joy. You will not let anyone's bitterness infect your sweetness. You are stronger than that. You are higher than that. You are bigger than that. Smile when they expect you to frown. Stay calm when they expect you to explode. Forgive when they expect you to fight. That, my friends, is how you never get angry or bothered by anyone. Anger burns the one who carries it more than the one it is directed toward. Imagine for a moment you are holding a burning coal in your hand. You grip it tightly because someone offended you, someone disrespected you, someone betrayed you. You think, I will throw this coal at them, I will teach them a lesson. But before you even throw it, your own hand is burning, your own skin is blistering. This is exactly what anger does. It convinces you that you are punishing others. But in truth, you are punishing yourself first. Think about how many nights people lose sleep because of anger. They replay words in their head over and over again. They lie awake thinking of what they should have said, what they could have done, how unfair the situation was. But while they toss and turn in frustration, the person they are angry with might be peacefully sleeping, not even remembering the incident. So who suffers more? The one carrying the anger. You see, anger is like acid. It doesn't just hurt the container that holds it, it corrodes it from the inside. Every time you let bitterness dwell in your heart, it eats away at your joy, it steals your energy, it blinds your vision. And the tragedy is, it rarely harms the person you are angry at. They may continue living their life while you remain imprisoned by your own fire. My friends, look at daily life. Perhaps you drive your car and someone cuts you off rudely on the road. Your first instinct is to shout, to chase them, to teach them a lesson. But pause and ask yourself, who will suffer more from this anger? The other driver who has already sped away, or me who keeps boiling inside long after the incident is over? When you carry it, you carry the burden alone. Or maybe at work, a colleague disrespects you, speaks down to you in front of others. Your face grows red, your chest tightens, your fist clench. But if you allow anger to stay, you are the one replaying the moment all day, losing your focus, losing your peace, while that colleague goes about their business, not even realizing how deeply you are affected. Anger is like chains, it binds only the one who holds it. Think also about relationships. Many families are broken not because of one great disaster, but because of small angers held for too long. A husband says a careless word, a wife makes a mistake, a child disobeys. Instead of letting go, anger grows. And as it grows, it burns not the wrongdoer, but the one who refuses to forgive. The fire inside makes the home colder and colder until love no longer lives there. Have you noticed how anger even affects the body? Science tells us it raises blood pressure, weakens the heart, clouds the brain. You cannot think clearly when you are angry. How many decisions have people regretted because they were made in a moment of fury? How many words have broken hearts that could never be taken back? Truly, anger punishes the angry more than anyone else. I once heard a wise man say, being angry at someone is like letting them live rent-free in your mind. Every time you think of them, your stomach knots, your mood shifts, your day darkens. They may not even be aware of it, but you are enslaved by it. Why give anyone that kind of power over you? Why let their actions control your happiness? Remember this, the one who angers you controls you. If you get upset every time someone criticizes you, they are the master and you are the servant. But if you can smile, if you can let it go, then you remain free. No one can chain your heart unless you hand them the key. Look at the example of water. When someone throws a stone into it, the water ripples for a moment, but soon becomes calm again. It does not cling to the disturbance. But if the water tried to hold on to the stone, it would remain restless forever. Be like the water. Let the stone sink. Let the ripples fade. Return to calmness quickly. Think of anger like smoke in a room. If you trap it inside, it suffocates you, it makes you cough, it blinds your eyes. But if you open the window, the smoke goes out, the air becomes clear, and you can breathe freely again. Forgiveness is that open window. Letting go is that open window. Refusing to carry anger is that open window. So every time someone hurts you, ask yourself, do I want to burn myself while trying to burn them? Do I want to hold fire in my hand and destroy my own peace? If the answer is no, then release it. Because anger is not strength. Anger is weakness disguised as strength. True strength is smiling when you could have shouted, walking away when you could have fought, staying calm when you could have exploded. And when you live like this, people will wonder what secret you have. They will see the calm in your eyes, the peace in your smile, the strength in your silence. They will try to disturb you, but nothing will move you. Because you know the truth, anger burns the one who carries it more than the one it is directed toward. True strength is not shouting louder, but staying calm in silence. Many people believe that raising their voice, showing their anger, and proving their dominance is the sign of power. But is it really power? Imagine two people in a heated argument. One screams, veins showing in his neck, face turning red, fists trembling. The other stands still, calm eyes, quiet presence, and no need to shout. Who looks stronger? Who carries the real authority? It is never the one who loses control of his tongue. It is always the one who remains composed, steady, and silent. Think of it like a storm. The storm is loud, violent, tearing down trees and flooding streets. But the storm passes quickly and leaves destruction behind. Silence, however, is like a mountain. It does not move, it does not shout. It simply stands tall and unshaken by the winds around it. When you learn to stay calm in silence, you become like that mountain. Storms may come, storms may go, but you remain unshaken in daily life. You see this everywhere. Maybe you are in a workplace meeting and someone disagrees with you harshly. They raise their voice, they try to belittle you in front of others. Your first instinct is to defend yourself, to talk louder, to prove them wrong. But if you remain silent, if you let their words bounce off you like stones against steel, suddenly everyone sees who has the real strength. They see one person losing control and another standing firm. Silence in that moment is louder than any argument. Or imagine at home, a child rebels, a partner criticizes, a parent scolds unfairly. It is so tempting to respond with the same fire, to add fuel to the flames. But silence can become your shield. Silence in that moment is not weakness, it is wisdom, because you refuse to let emotion dictate your actions. You are saying through your calmness, I am bigger than this moment. I will not allow myself to be dragged down. That is strength beyond measure. True strength is not in the volume of your words, but in the weight of your presence. When a calm person walks into a room, people notice it. They sense peace, they feel respect, they are drawn to it. But when a loud and angry person enters, people move away, they feel drained, they feel disturbed. What kind of person do you want to be? The one who must shout to be heard? Or the one whose silence speaks louder than words? Look at nature for lessons. The ocean is mighty, yet its calm waves hold ships afloat. The sun is powerful, yet it rises silently every morning, bringing light without a single sound. Trees grow tall unshaken, without shouting about their growth. Strength does not need noise. Strength is quiet, steady, unbreakable. Think about arguments you've had. When has shouting ever truly solved a problem? When has raising your voice ever healed a relationship? Anger and noise only deepen wounds. But silence creates space for reflection, for peace, for healing. Silence makes the other person's words echo back to them, while your calmness becomes their mirror. Sometimes silence is not the absence of response. It is the most powerful response of all. In friendships, silence can prevent a breakup. In marriages, silence can protect love. In business, silence can save opportunities. And in life, silence can save your health. Because every time you shout, you give away your power. Every time you remain calm, you gain it back. You must understand this truth. People may mock you, provoke you, insult you. They expect you to react. They want to see your anger. They want to control your emotions. But when you remain silent, when you do not give them the reaction they crave, you win. You walk away with dignity while they are left powerless. Silence confuses negativity. Silence disarms anger. Silence breaks the chain of conflict. There is a saying, never argue with a fool, because onlookers may not know the difference. If you shout back, you become like them. But if you stay calm, people will see the difference clearly. Your silence will reveal their weakness. Your calm will show your strength. Silence also heals you from within. When you do not let anger spill out in words, your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes lighter. You give yourself space to breathe, to think, to choose wisely. This is the power of restraint, the power of calmness. Anyone can shout, anyone can argue, anyone can make noise, but not everyone can remain silent in the middle of chaos. That is what makes it true strength in your daily life. Practice this. When a cashier is rude, smile and remain calm. When a colleague mocks you, stay silent and let their words hang in the air. When your family member criticizes you harshly, breathe deeply and do not rush to respond. You will feel something shift inside you. A new kind of strength will rise. The strength of silence. The strength that needs no proof, no noise, no fight. Never give others the power to control your emotions. The moment you hand over your peace to someone else, you have surrendered the most valuable treasure of your life. Emotions are like the steering wheel of your inner car, and if you allow others to grab it, they will drive you into places you never wanted to go. Think about it. How many times have you let a careless comment ruin your entire day? How many times has one negative person decided the tone of your mood from morning until night? Why give them such power over you? When your happiness is supposed to be your own responsibility, imagine you wake up in the morning full of energy, ready to conquer your goals. Then someone says something harsh, maybe a colleague at work or even a stranger on the street. Suddenly your energy drops, your thoughts shift, your entire day feels ruined. Did their words truly have that much power? No, but you gave them the permission to affect you. You allowed their weakness to control your strength. My friends, never let your emotions be like a puppet whose strings are pulled by others. You must cut those strings and hold them in your own hands. Think of it like this: when you hold a remote control, you decide which channel to watch. But if you hand that remote to someone else, they will change the channel as they wish, and you will be forced to watch something you don't enjoy. Emotions work the same way. If you let others hold the remote of your heart, they can switch your happiness to anger, your calmness to irritation, your peace to chaos anytime they want. Why would you allow that? Keep the remote with you. Guard it carefully. Choose your own channel of peace. In daily life, you meet all kinds of people. Some will be rude, some will be impatient, some will be critical. If you allow them to control your emotions, you will be like a ship tossed around by every wave. One wave of insult, and you sink into sadness. One wave of criticism, and you drown in self-doubt. One wave of rejection, and you lose all hope. But if you remain anchored, if you refuse to let them dictate your mood, you will stand firm like a lighthouse in the storm. People will wonder why you do not react, why you do not bend, why you are not shaken. And the answer is simple: because you have chosen to own your emotions, not surrender them. Think about your workplace. A boss criticizes you unfairly. If you allow that moment to control you, you will carry bitterness all day. You will snap at colleagues. You will lose focus on your tasks. But if you decide, I will not let this enter my spirit, then you remain steady, productive, and calm. Or imagine at home, a family member says something unkind. If you let it control your mood, the whole evening is ruined. But if you smile and release it, your joy remains untouched. The truth is, people can only disturb you if you open the door of your heart and let them in. You must understand this deeply. Your emotions are your personal kingdom, and only you are the king or queen of that territory. If you allow invaders to take over, they will rule it with anger, with bitterness, with negativity. But if you guard the gates firmly, no outsider can ever dictate the atmosphere inside. This is the secret of true freedom. Freedom is not only about where you go or what you do. Freedom is also about who rules your inner world. There is incredible strength in not reacting. When someone insults you and you smile back, you prove that you are untouchable. When someone tries to make you jealous and you stay content, you prove that you are above their games. When someone mocks you and you remain silent, you prove that their words have no weight. The power to control your emotions is the power to control your destiny, because no one can derail you from your path unless you allow them to look at life carefully. Some people spend years in resentment because of what someone else said or did. But resentment is like carrying a backpack full of rocks wherever you go. Every step becomes heavier, every journey becomes harder, yet the person you are angry at is walking freely without any burden. Why keep those rocks on your back? Put them down. Refuse to let others load your heart with their actions. Refuse to let them control the direction of your feelings. You deserve to walk free. Think also of traffic. Someone cuts you off on the road, honks loudly, drives recklessly. You have two choices. Either you hand them the power to ruin your mood for the next hour, or you shrug, breathe, and keep driving peacefully. If you choose the second option, you remain free. If you choose the first, you become their prisoner, chained by their behavior. Never let strangers on the road or anyone in life hold the keys to your inner peace. True wisdom is knowing that you cannot control what people do or say, but you can always control how you respond. The greatest victory is not winning an argument, but refusing to be drawn into one. The greatest control is not over others, but over yourself. Never give others the power to control your emotions. See insults, criticism, and betrayal as training for your inner peace. Most people see these moments as wounds, as painful attacks that break them down. But what if you could shift your perspective? What if instead of seeing them as weapons meant to harm you, you saw them as weights in a gym designed to strengthen you? When you go to a gym, you pick up heavy dumbbells and your muscles burn. At first, it feels uncomfortable, even painful, but over time that very resistance is what builds your strength. In the same way, insults, criticism, and betrayal are the heavy weights of life. They press against your soul, but if you endure them wisely, they build your inner peace. Imagine walking through a marketplace, and suddenly a stranger shouts an insult at you. Your first instinct is to get angry, to defend yourself, to shout back. But pause for a moment, ask yourself, why should I give away my peace because of someone else's weakness? If you treat it like training, you smile and keep walking. It is as if life just handed you a dumbbell to lift. You may feel the burn, but you also feel yourself getting stronger. That insult was not a wound, it was your exercise. Think of criticism at your workplace. Maybe your boss points out flaws in your work harshly, or a colleague says you are not capable enough. Many people break down under this pressure. But the wise person uses criticism as a mirror, not a hammer. Even if the words are unfair, you can choose to learn from them. You can say, "Thank you, I will reflect on this." When you respond calmly, you are training your patience. You are disciplining your ego. Criticism becomes your coach, pushing you to grow. And whether the criticism was true or false, your calmness proves your maturity. And then comes betrayal, perhaps the heaviest weight of all. Maybe a close friend breaks your trust. Maybe a partner lets you down. Maybe a colleague you help turns against you. Betrayal cuts deep because it comes from those you once held close. But even betrayal, if seen differently, can become training for your inner peace. You learn not to depend on the loyalty of people, but to root your stability in something deeper. You learn resilience. You learn that even if people walk away, your peace does not have to go with them. Betrayal then becomes like lifting the heaviest barbell in the gym. It hurts, but it builds a kind of strength nothing else can. Daily life is full of such training grounds. A rude waiter in a restaurant becomes your test of patience. A driver who shouts at you in traffic becomes your lesson in calmness. A neighbor who gossips about you becomes your opportunity to practice forgiveness. Each moment you are tempted to react, you have the chance to train. The world becomes your gym, people become your trainers, and your reward is a heart that nothing can shake. Consider this. A boxer does not grow strong by shadowboxing against the air. He grows strong when he faces an opponent who punches back. In the same way, you cannot develop true peace if you live in a world where everyone always praises you, agrees with you, and treats you kindly. Real peace is forged in the fire of opposition. Insults are punches you learn to dodge. Criticism is pressure that teaches you discipline. Betrayal is the opponent that makes you tougher than you ever imagined. If you see life this way, you no longer complain. Why did they insult me? Why did they criticize me? Why did they betray me? Instead, you say, "Thank you, this is my training. This is my chance to grow. This is the resistance I need to become stronger." Every insult becomes lighter. Every criticism becomes easier to bear. Every betrayal becomes less capable of breaking you. Because with each one, your inner peace expands, your patience grows deeper, and your wisdom becomes sharper. The truth is, you cannot control what people will say or do. But you can control what you turn it into. You can let their negativity break you, or you can let it shape you. The same fire that melts wax hardens clay. The same hammer that breaks glass shapes steel. So when life throws insults, criticism, and betrayal your way, ask yourself, will I be the wax, or will I be the clay? Will I be the glass, or will I be the steel? If you choose strength, then every harsh word, every act of disloyalty, every moment of rejection becomes fuel for your growth, not fire for your destruction. That is the mindset of the unshakable person. They are not destroyed by insults. They are not discouraged by criticism. They are not defeated by betrayal. Instead, they treat each one as training, as weightlifting for the soul, as lessons preparing them for greater peace ahead. Smile when others expect you to frown. It confuses negativity. Think about it for a moment. When people hurt you, when they criticize you, when they insult you, they are secretly waiting for your reaction. They want to see your face drop, your mood collapse, your anger rise. They expect you to frown because your frown would confirm that their negativity has power over you. But imagine if instead of frowning, you smiled. Imagine their confusion. The weapon they threw at you did not pierce your heart. The poison they poured into your cup did not affect your spirit. Instead, you turned it into something beautiful. This is not weakness. This is the highest form of strength. Picture a workplace scenario. A colleague makes a sarcastic remark in front of everyone, hoping to embarrass you. The room goes silent. All eyes are on you. Everyone waits for your retaliation. They expect you to defend yourself angrily, to show your hurt, to lose control. But instead, you smile warmly and carry on as though their words could not touch you. In that moment, your smile is not just a gesture, it is a shield. You are showing the world that your joy is not in their hands, that your mood is not dependent on their behavior. Your smile becomes your power, your silence becomes your victory. Think about your family life. Perhaps someone close to you criticizes you unfairly, maybe even your own sibling or parent. Their words sting, And in that moment, you are tempted to respond with frustration or sadness. But instead, you smile and choose peace. You may even say kindly, "Thank you. I will think about that." Your smile disarms them. It is impossible to fight against someone who refuses to fight back. Your smile creates an atmosphere where anger cannot breathe, and the very person who expected you to frown begins to feel uncomfortable with their own negativity. Because you refuse to absorb it. Smiling in the face of negativity is not pretending that nothing hurts. It is choosing not to let the hurt control you. It is like carrying an umbrella in a storm. The rain may pour, the winds may howl, but you walk steady because you have chosen your protection. Your smile is that umbrella. It does not stop the rain from falling, but it keeps you from being drenched by it. It keeps your inner world dry and safe. No matter how wet the outer world becomes, daily life is full of opportunities to practice this. Someone cuts in front of you in traffic and glares at you as if you were wrong. Instead of frowning back, smile and let them go. Someone at school mocks your effort, or your accent, or your background. Instead of shrinking in shame, smile and let them see that their words have no chain strong enough to bind your spirit. Someone at the grocery store bumps into you and mutters rudely. Instead of reacting, smile and say, "It's okay." This kind of strength is rare, but it is unforgettable. People remember the one who smiled when others would have exploded. Negativity feeds on reaction. If someone throws anger and you respond with anger, the fire grows hotter. If someone gives you bitterness and you respond with bitterness, the poison spreads further. But if someone expects you to frown and you give them a smile, the cycle breaks instantly. It is like cutting the cord of electricity. The current cannot continue. Your smile stops their negativity from multiplying. Your smile says, "I am untouchable. I am free. I am not here to play your game." And that kind of strength is what truly confuses people, because they cannot understand how you are so unshaken. Smiling when you should be frowning also transforms you from within. It calms your heartbeat. It clears your mind. It shifts your focus from pain to possibility. Even science tells us that smiling releases endorphins, the chemicals that bring happiness and reduce stress. So when you smile at negativity, you are not only protecting yourself emotionally, you are also healing yourself physically. Your body thanks you, your heart thanks you, your mind thanks you. And the world begins to see a person who cannot be easily broken. This is why leaders, great thinkers, and people of wisdom always carried a smile, even when surrounded by challenges. They understood that the smile was not just for show, it was a signal to themselves and to others that their peace was greater than the storm. And you can live this way too. You can train yourself every day to respond to negativity with a smile. Start small. The next time someone is rude to you, smile. The next time someone doubts you, smile. The next time life tries to make you frown, smile. Little by little, your smile will become your natural response, and negativity will have no power over you. Smile when others expect you to frown, because in that moment, you are rewriting the rules of the game. You are telling the world that your emotions are not for sale, your peace is not negotiable, and your happiness is not dependent on anyone else. Your smile becomes your greatest weapon, your calm becomes your greatest strength, and your joy becomes untouchable. Patience is not weakness, it is the highest form of wisdom. Many people mistake patience for passivity, as if being patient means doing nothing, as if it means you are too timid to act, too fearful to speak, too powerless to resist. But in truth, patience is the deepest strength a human being can ever cultivate. It is the ability to hold your ground when storms rage, to keep your composure when everything inside you is screaming to react, to trust that the right moment will always come if you wait with faith and clarity. Look at daily life. When you plant a seed in the soil, you do not dig it up every hour to see if it is growing. You water it, you care for it, and you wait patiently, knowing the growth is invisible at first but unstoppable in time. If you get impatient and dig it up, you destroy the very thing you were trying to grow. Life works the same way. Patience is not sitting back with folded arms. Patience is active trust. It is watering the seed, protecting it from weeds, giving it light, and then letting time do its work. That is wisdom. Consider relationships. When two people disagree, anger often rises and words are spoken in the heat of the moment. Impatience pushes us to respond instantly, to snap back, to defend ourselves. But how many times have those quick reactions only made things worse? How many wounds have been cut deeper because we could not wait a few seconds before speaking? Patience in that moment is wisdom. It says, I will not let temporary emotion destroy permanent love. It gives space for understanding to enter. It allows the other person to cool down, and it saves bonds that impatience would have broken. Think about success in your career. How many people quit too early because results didn't come fast enough? How many abandoned their dreams because they were impatient with the process? The strongest businesses, the greatest artists, the most impactful leaders all had one thing in common. They understood patience. They worked daily. They kept showing up. They trusted that their efforts would bear fruit in time. Impatience wants instant gratification, but wisdom knows that real growth, real mastery, and real success require seasons of waiting. Patience is the discipline that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Imagine you are driving in heavy traffic. Cars honking, people cutting lanes, everyone rushing. Impatience makes you tense, it makes you angry, it makes you reckless. Patience, however, keeps you calm. You breathe, you relax. You realize that arriving a few minutes late is better than losing peace or risking your safety. Patience is not weakness in that moment. It is strength that saves your health, your sanity, and possibly your life. Look at nature itself. The tallest trees took decades to grow. Rivers carve valleys slowly over centuries. Even the sunrise does not rush. It rises at its appointed time every morning, never late, never early. The wisdom of nature is patience. And we too must learn that wisdom, because rushing through life only brings frustration, but flowing with patience brings peace. Daily life gives you countless small tests of patience. Waiting in line at a store, sitting in a doctor's office, listening to someone who talks longer than you'd like, facing delays in your plans. Each of these moments is training. They are like small exercises for your heart, teaching you to breathe, teaching you to stay centered, teaching you to live above irritation. If you pass these small tests, you will have the strength for the bigger ones. Betrayal, failure, setbacks, disappointments. Patience in the small makes patience. In the great possible, patience is not weakness, because it is the choice to control yourself instead of being controlled by circumstances. Anyone can react instantly. Anyone can explode in anger. Anyone can quit when it gets hard. That is easy. But to wait, to endure, to hold on when everything in you wants to give up, that is true strength. Patience is like holding a sword with steady hands. It shows mastery, it shows self-control, it shows wisdom beyond the moment. Sometimes people will call you weak for not reacting quickly, for not rushing, for not fighting back immediately. But in reality, you are the strongest one in the room, because the one who controls nothing but their temper is weak, while the one who controls themselves controls everything. Patience is the highest wisdom because it teaches you to rise above your impulses, to look beyond the moment, to choose peace over chaos, and to trust the process instead of forcing it before its time. Peace in the heart makes you untouchable by the noise of the world. When your inner world is calm, the storms outside cannot shake you. You may hear the voices of criticism. You may face the noise of negativity. You may be surrounded by people who try to pull you down. But if your heart is at peace, their noise becomes like distant echoes that cannot disturb your center. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded marketplace, everyone shouting, rushing, selling, arguing, and yet inside you, there is a quiet lake, still and undisturbed. No matter how loud it is outside, you carry silence within. Everyday life gives us many examples. Someone cuts you off in traffic, honks at you angrily, gestures rudely. The natural impulse is to react, to get angry, to let their noise become your noise. But if your heart is at peace, you smile, you keep driving, you know their anger is theirs, not yours. You do not pick it up, you do not carry it. Their storm does not have to become your storm. That is the power of inner peace. It makes you untouchable by the world's chaos. Think of your workplace. Colleagues may gossip, competition may be fierce, people may misunderstand or undervalue you. The noise of ambition, jealousy, and comparison can be deafening. But if you carry peace in your heart, You work with focus. You stay true to your values. You refuse to be disturbed. People may speak against you, but you know who you are, and that knowing shields you. Peace becomes your armor, and while others are drained by the noise, you remain strong and steady. Relationships also test this truth. Someone you love may speak harshly in a moment of stress. A friend may betray your trust. A family member may misunderstand your intentions. The noise of hurtful words and actions can easily unsettle the heart. But when peace rules inside you, you do not let bitterness take over. You may feel pain, but you do not let it control you. You respond with patience. You forgive faster. You move forward lighter, because you understand that carrying resentment is like holding fire in your own hand. It burns you more than anyone else. Imagine sitting in a park, listening to birds sing, feeling the breeze, watching the trees sway. The world outside still has wars, conflicts, arguments, and endless problems. But in that moment, you realize that you are not at the mercy of that noise. You can choose peace, and when you choose it, you rise above. Peace in the heart does not mean the absence of problems. It means the presence of strength that keeps you unmoved by problems. Look at social media today. It is filled with opinions, judgments, arguments, comparisons, and distractions. If your heart is restless, you will be tossed around by every comment, every like, every piece of news. You will lose sleep over what people think. You will be disturbed by what strangers say. But if you have peace in your heart, you scroll without being shaken. You engage without being consumed. You live without being enslaved by the noise. Peace gives you freedom in a world addicted to reaction. People may ask, how can one achieve this peace? The answer lies in training your inner world daily. Just as you exercise your body, you must exercise your mind and heart. You pause before reacting. You breathe before responding. You reflect before speaking. You remind yourself that not every battle deserves your energy. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every noise deserves to enter your heart. You learn to separate what is within your control from what is not. And once you do, you find yourself untouchable. Imagine a mountain standing tall while storms rage around it. Lightning strikes, winds blow, rains pour, but the mountain remains unmoved. That is the image of peace in the heart. When you carry that kind of peace, insults cannot break you, failures cannot define you, disappointments cannot destroy you. The world will always make noise, but your inner calm will always silence it. And people will look at you and wonder, how can this person remain so steady when everything around them is shaking? That is the true beauty of inner peace. It inspires others to seek the same strength within themselves. Life will never run out of reasons to test you. People will never run out of ways to provoke you, and the world will never stop making noise. But the true victory is not found in silencing the outside world. It is found in mastering the inside world. You cannot control the storms, but you can control the sail. You cannot dictate how others treat you, but you can always decide how you will respond. And when you learn to rise above anger, when you learn to walk through life unbothered, you will discover a strength greater than anything you have ever known. Remember this: a lion does not turn when a dog barks. The eagle does not waste its time chasing flies. The ocean does not lose its depth because of a passing wave. And you too must learn that you are far too valuable to be distracted by every little insult, by every careless word, by every moment of negativity that crosses your path. Do not let small people pull you into small battles. Your destiny is too great, your calling is too high, and your peace is too precious. Many people spend their lives reacting, wasting their energy on every argument, every misunderstanding, every critic, every disappointment. But the ones who rise above are those who choose not to be dragged down by things that do not deserve their power. When others shout, they remain calm. When others hate, they choose love. When others quit, they keep walking. These are the people who become unshakable, untouchable, and unforgettable. Let me tell you something powerful. Anger is a fire that burns you before it ever burns anyone else. Bitterness is poison you drink while hoping someone else suffers. Irritation is a thief that steals your joy, your focus, your health. Why would you give your life away to these thieves? Why would you hand over your happiness to people who do not even matter? No, my friend, you must rise. You must protect your peace as if it were the crown on your head. because it is. Your peace is your crown, your dignity is your throne, your calmness is your victory. There will be moments when people underestimate you, when they mistreat you, when they push you, hoping to see you break. But nothing will shock them more than your refusal to be shaken. Nothing will confuse them more than your ability to stay calm when they expected you to explode. Nothing will humble them more than your quiet strength in the face of their noise. Your calmness is not weakness, it is your greatest weapon. Remember the words of great leaders and thinkers throughout history who said, "He who angers you conquers you," and you do not want to hand your power to anyone. Life is too short to live at the mercy of other people's moods, other people's actions, and other people's opinions. You were born to lead your own spirit, not to be led by the winds of chaos around you. Do not forget, the strongest man is not the one who can lift the heaviest weight. It is the one who can carry the weight of his own emotions and still walk with grace. The bravest woman is not the one who fights every battle. It is the one who knows which battles to ignore and which ones to win in silence. True power is calm power. True victory is quiet victory. So from today, make a choice. Decide that no one will have the power to steal your peace again. Decide that your heart will remain untouchable by the noise of this world. Decide that you will walk with a calm so deep it will silence storms. And when life tries to shake you, remind yourself of these words: storms may surround me, but peace lives within me. People may try to provoke me, but I will not hand them my power. Challenges may rise, but I will rise higher. Say to yourself every day, I am stronger than anger, I am greater than irritation, I am wiser than reaction, I am calmer than chaos. Remind yourself that your peace is your fortress, and no one enters it unless you open the gate. And then walk through life like a king, like a queen, like a soul so rooted in peace that nothing can uproot you. Because in the end, the greatest freedom is freedom from anger. The greatest wealth is peace of mind. The greatest victory is mastery over self. So live free, live calm, live unshakable, and let your life become the message. Let people look at you and say, here walks a soul who cannot be broken. Here stands a heart that cannot be disturbed. Here moves a spirit that has mastered the art of rising above. And when they see that, you will not just inspire them with your words, you will inspire them with your very presence. For the world does not remember those who shouted the loudest, it remembers those who walked with unshakable peace.